the question was, what percentage of articles roughly do you think get rejected because of scope mismatch? And what advice do you have for authors regarding journal selection to avoid this issue?
Yep. So definitely check with the journal's aims. The Journal of Learning and Development in Higher Education have got a really clear aims section and a scope section, and you'll find that on a lot of the journals, in fact it should be all of them that you're submitting to, have those clear aims and scope articulated. When I'm reviewing and editing manuscripts, sometimes you're reading them and thinking, actually this has been written for a very specific journal that isn't ours. And you can tell when things have maybe been rejected at another publication and then they come to your publication. So a lot of the time that isn't a flat out rejection. It's actually a conversation back with the author to say, this is a fantastic article. It's not quite suitable for our readership, but if you were to draw out these themes or maybe rework the manuscript slightly so that it's positioned and more aligned to our aims and scope, then you can actually still have a successful submission. But for us, that initial conversation with the editor is putting the manuscript in the form that when you pass it on to our reviewers, they'll look at it and say, yep, definitely matches our scope, definitely suitable for our audience. And then they're looking at it from the perspective of, more detailed analysis of the article and the findings. When I'm looking at it at an editor, it's kind of, actually, is this going to suit our readership? Does it fit with our aims and scope? And sometimes it doesn't. And a lot of the time it does with just a bit of repositioning. But I'd say for anybody looking to submit is, again, just checking that your article does align to the aims and scope, and even just using some of the terminology. So if there's key, we're all around pedagogy and learning development, so making sure that those terms are within the article, so that our readership is learning development professionals. So we want to know the impact for those learning development professionals, so that we've got a kind of recommendation for practice or something that our readership is going to take away from that article. And that will be the same for other journals as well. So they're really speaking on behalf of the readership and making sure that it's of interest to people who are reading our journal and looking at articles of this tone. So yeah, but I wouldn't say if it's out of scope, an editor should kind of flag that and say, actually, with a bit of positioning, it would.